Zack Snyder had big plans for his Rebel Moon universe, and now they are coming to fruition. The fourth and final issue of the comic prequel miniseries Rebel Moon, House of the Blood Axe, which delves into the history of sibling revolutionary leaders Darien and Dever Bloodaxe, hit stores in May, with the collector's edition due in August. The immersive VR Rebel Moon experience is also currently happening in London through April 23rd. But what else do fans have to look forward to following the release of Rebel Moon? Part 2, The Scargiver on Netflix. Many multimedia follow-ups are still in the works, according to Snyder. The video game's in the works still, they're plugging away, the director tells Entertainment Weekly. And then the making of books, of course, are coming. There are two. One's out already, and the second one should be out soon. The ending of The Scargiver also sets up a clear outline for a future Rebel Moon movie. Following the successful defense of Velt, the characters are now eager to search for the missing Princess Issa, who the final minutes reveal to still be alive despite the fact that Sofia Boutella's Cora apparently killed her. The robot Jimmy, voiced by Anthony Hopkins, performed by Destin Kreithammer and Trevor Logan, is definitely eager to find Issa, since his whole purpose in life was protecting the royal family. That was 4 years ago that Cora supposedly killed Issa, so the idea is that she would be 17 now, floating around somewhere out there and hiding, Snyder explains. She's basically their Joan of Arc, and they've got to find her. For Jimmy especially, the idea that she might be out there really solidifies his mythological worth and turns him into a thing of meaning. Now that Jimmy has proven what a capable fighter he is, Rebel Moon stunt coordinator Freddie Busigues would love to see what else the android can do. I don't think we really saw all of his capabilities, Busigues says. He hit a couple guys, shot up a bunch of dudes, and then took out a mech like it was no problem. So I definitely look forward to more action and expanding on Jimmy's war capabilities. We've seen a little bit in Part 2, so I'm excited to see where else we can go with it later on, hopefully. Snyder also makes sure to note that our Jimmy may not be unique. We saw him being opened out of a storage container near the beginning of Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire, which means there could be a whole army of Jimmys somewhere, the director teases. But though Rebel Moon follow-up films have yet to be confirmed by Netflix, we do know that Snyder has created R-rated director's cuts of the two that exist already. Those don't have a Netflix release date yet, but Snyder says the edits are finished, and that they are pretty different films from the two parts of Rebel Moon we've already seen. Tonally, they're completely different. They're each an hour longer, Snyder says. They're 3 hours each, and there are tons of scenes that aren't in the initial versions. We went so far into the weeds with it to the point that even within the body of the movie, a line that was the same in PG-13 as it is in R might be a different take of the same line. Emotionally, it's more like a parallel universe than an extended version. Things happen that in the R-rated version that don't happen in the PG-13. The event order is all different, so it's really an interesting exercise. Snyder even says, "We definitely made 4 separate movies." There's no doubt about that. There is a fundamental difference between designing fight sequences for PG-13 and going no-holds-barred for R, according to Busigues. When you choreograph a fight, you usually know if it's going to be a PG fight, for instance, in which case there's things you can and can't do, Busigues says. For example, if it's not R, you can't show a massive exit wound from a sword or a blood spurt, and so you sacrifice some things. But with this particular movie, we didn't care. We just choreographed the coolest things we could do, whether it's a sword fight with Nemesis or something else. So what you've seen is the PG version, but with the director's cut, people are going to get the unhinged, absolute best version that we did. Busigues continues, when Zack's version comes out, it'll be a whole different experience because it's not being held back.